The mark no one could explain. The orbital station floated in deep space like a broken bone that never healed. Its metal walls were old, dark, and full of quiet sounds. Pipes hissed. Lights flickered. No one important came here anymore. Only one human lived on this station. His name was Elias. Elias was an engineer. Not a hero. Not a soldier. Just a man who fixed things that everyone else had abandoned. Every morning, he woke up to the same view. Stars outside the cracked window. Silence inside the station. And the mark on his arm. The mark had been there since he was a child. It was not a tattoo. It was not a scar. It looked like thin, glowing lines under his skin, shaped like a circle with sharp edges. Sometimes it slept. Sometimes it glowed softly like it was breathing. Doctors on Earth could not explain it. Scientists tested him and found nothing. Some said it was a genetic mistake. Others said it was fake. Elias stopped asking. The mark did not hurt. It only felt warm. On this day, Elias was repairing an old cargo gate at the far end of the station. The gate had been dead for years. No power. No signal. He worked alone, as always. His tools moved fast. His hands knew metal better than people. Suddenly, the lights above him flickered. Elias paused. The station was old, but this felt different. Then he heard it. A sound. Soft. Slow. Like small footsteps on metal. Elias frowned. No one should be here, he said quietly. He turned around. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him. A small figure stood near the broken doorway. She was tiny, barely as tall as his waist. She had small horns on her head, scales instead of skin, a thin tail that moved slowly behind her. A dragon, but not the kind from stories. She looked young and scared. Her clothes were torn. One wing was injured. Her big eyes were full of fear. Elias froze. The galaxy was full of strange life, but dragons were rare. And dragon children were never alone. Hey, Elias said slowly, lowering his tools. I won't hurt you. The dragon girl did not run. Instead, she stared at his arm. At the mark. Her eyes went wide. She took one step forward, then another. Elias felt the mark grow warm, brighter. The lights in the hallway flickered again. The girl raised her small hand and pointed at his arm. My dad, she said in a soft, shaking voice. My dad has your mark too. The words hit Elias like cold air. What? He whispered. Before he could say more, the station reacted. Old screens turned on by themselves. Machines that had been dead for decades started to hum. A deep sound moved through the metal walls, like something waking up. Elias stepped back. I didn't do that, he said. The dragon girl looked around, surprised but not afraid. The mark on Elias's arm burned with light now. Symbols appeared on nearby walls. Alien symbols he had never seen before. They glowed the same color as his mark. Elias's heart raced. This station had never responded to him like this. Never. Who is your father? Elias asked. The girl hugged her injured wing. He is a guardian, she said. He protects worlds. Guardian. That word felt heavy. Elias shook his head. I'm just an engineer. The station answered him. A loud clang echoed as a security door sealed itself behind them. Defense systems powered on across the station. Elias stared at the ceiling. This place shouldn't even work, he said. The dragon girl looked at him and smiled a little. You are lying, she said softly. You feel it too. Elias looked at his arm. At the glowing mark. For the first time in his life, he felt something else besides confusion. He felt recognized. Outside the station, far away, a silent signal escaped into space. It traveled fast, toward places that remembered old promises, and toward beings who believed humans should never carry such power. Elias did not know it yet, but his quiet life was over, and the mark that no one could explain had just changed everything. The station that chose him. The station was no longer silent. Low vibrations moved through the metal floor, slow and deep, like a giant heart beating after a long sleep. Lights that had been dead for years glowed again, one by one, filling the dark halls with pale blue light. Elias stood still. His tools lay forgotten near his feet. The mark on his arm burned brighter than ever before. He tried to pull his sleeve down, but the light pushed through the fabric, shining like it wanted to be seen. This isn't possible, Elias said quietly. The tiny dragon girl watched him closely. Her fear was gone now. In its place was something else. Relief. "The station remembers you," she said. Elias looked at her. "What does that even mean?" She took a small step forward. Her injured wing trembled, but she did not fall. "This place was built to wait," she said slowly, choosing her words. "To wait for someone with a mark." Elias felt his chest tighten. "No," he said. "I've lived here for years. Nothing ever happened before." The dragon girl tilted her head. "Because you were alone," she replied. "And you were afraid." The words hurt because they were true. Elias had chosen this broken station because no one cared about it. No one watched. No one expected anything from him. Suddenly, a loud beep echoed through the hall. A warning signal. Red light flashed across the walls. Elias's eyes widened. That system hasn't worked in decades. The station spoke. A deep mechanical voice filled the air, old and rough. "Guardian presence detected." Elias froze. "Guardian," he whispered. The dragon girl closed her eyes. "He found us," she said. Before Elias could ask who, the outer sensor screamed. Multiple ships dropped out of hyperspace around the station. Unknown ships. Fast. Armed. Elias ran to the nearest control panel. The screen came alive under his touch, systems opening like they had been waiting only for him. "What are they?" Elias asked. The dragon girl's voice shook. "Hunters." The screen showed 3 ships moving into attack position. Elias's hands moved on instinct. He rerouted power without thinking, fingers flying across controls he had never learned, but somehow understood. Defense turrets rose from the station's surface. "Wait," Elias said. "I don't know how to." The turrets fired. Clean. Precise. One hunter ship exploded in silent light. The others pulled back. Elias stared at the screen. "I didn't tell it to do that." The station replied. "You did." Elias's heart pounded. The mark on his arm pulsed, sending a strange calm through him. His fear did not disappear, but it stopped controlling him. The dragon girl looked at him with wide eyes. "You're not just carrying the mark," she said. "You are bonded to it." A loud crash shook the station. Boarding alarm screamed. "They're coming inside," Elias said. He grabbed a plasma cutter and stood in front of the girl without thinking. "I'll protect you." The dragon girl blinked. "No human ever says that," she whispered. The doors burst open. Armed figures rushed in, tall, sharp, covered in dark armor. Their eyes locked on Elias's glowing arm. "There," one of them hissed. "The human has it." Elias raised the cutter, hands shaking. Before the hunters could fire, the floor beneath them shifted. The station moved. Walls reshaped. Gravity flipped. The hunters slammed into the ceiling as the station crushed them with its own structure. Silence followed. Elias breathed hard. "I didn't plan that," he said. The dragon girl smiled. "You don't need to," she replied. "The station listens." Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A new signal appeared on the screen. Ancient. Locked. Dangerous. The dragon girl's smile faded. "That signal," she said. "It was forbidden." Elias swallowed. "Forbidden by who?" She looked up at him. "My father." Outside the station, more ships arrived. Bigger ones. Older ones. And far away, deep in dragon space, a long silent name was spoken again. The Guardian had awakened. And he was not alone. When the galaxy felt fear, the station did not calm down after the attack. Instead, it grew more alive. Hidden systems woke up one after another. Deep inside the metal walls, old engines began to hum. Symbols spread across screens, forming patterns no human language could explain. Elias stood in the control room, breathing slowly, trying not to panic. The dragon girl sat on a crate nearby. Her injured wing glowed faintly as the station's medical systems wrapped it in soft blue light. "You said hunters," Elias said. "Who sent them?" The girl did not answer right away. She looked at the stars outside the window. "Everyone," she said quietly. Elias turned to her. "That's not an answer." She looked back at him, her eyes serious. "The mark on your arm is older than most empires," she said. "When it appears, the galaxy listens." Elias laughed once, short and sharp. "I fix broken machines," he said. "I don't change galaxies." The station interrupted them. Multiple long-range signals detected. Elias moved to the screen. Dozens of signals blinked into view. Military codes, diplomatic codes, ancient dragon symbols. Some were careful. Others were afraid. "They're talking about us," Elias said. "Yes," the dragon girl replied. "And about you." One message repeated again and again, translated slowly by the station. Human carrier confirmed. Guardian mark active. Elias's stomach dropped. Carrier. That word made him feel less human somehow. "Why does everyone care so much?" he asked. The dragon girl hesitated. Then she said it. "Because the last time a human carried the mark, a war ended." Elias stared at her. "Ended how?" She lowered her voice. "Not by force," she said. "By choice." Before Elias could ask more, a new alert sounded. Not an attack. A message request. The signal was ancient, encrypted in dragon code, so old it barely translated. The screen flickered. A single symbol appeared. A crown made of fire. The dragon girl went pale. "That's a high dragon council," she whispered. "They never speak first." The message opened. A deep, calm voice filled the room. "Human engineer, you are standing where you should not exist." Elias clenched his fists. "I didn't choose this," he said. "Neither did we," the voice replied. "Yet here we are." The dragon girl stepped closer to Elias. "They are afraid," she said. "Dragons do not like losing control." The voice continued. "You carry a bond meant for guardians," it said. "Return the child and submit for judgment." Elias felt something rise in his chest. Anger. "No," he said simply. Silence followed. Then the voice spoke again, colder this time. "Humans were never meant to hold such trust." Elias looked at the dragon girl. She looked small, tired, alone. "She's not a thing to return," Elias said. "She's a person." The mark on his arm flared. Across the station, systems reacted. Shields expanded. Engines powered up. The Dragon Council went silent. Then the signal cut. Elias exhaled slowly. "That felt bad," he said. The station answered. "That felt final." Outside, space shifted. Massive fleets appeared at the edge of sensor range. Not attacking, watching. Aliens of many kinds had arrived. They did not fire. They waited. Because something else had arrived too. Deep in space, something ancient changed direction. Something that had been hiding. The dragon girl suddenly gasped. She grabbed her head and fell to her knees. Elias rushed to her side. "What's wrong?" "He's awake," she said, tears in her eyes. "My father, he feels you now." Elias felt the station shake, not from damage, but from recognition. The station spoke one last time, its voice almost respectful. Guardian protocol fully unlocked. Elias looked at the stars, at the fleets, at the child trusting him with everything. He realized the truth. The galaxy was not watching to see if he would fight. They were watching to see what kind of human he would choose to be. And somewhere far away, a guardian dragon turned toward him. Not as an enemy, but not as a friend. Not yet. The guardian who did not bow. The first sign was silence. Every ship around the station stopped moving. No weapons charged. No engines burned. Even space itself felt still. Elias noticed it before the alarms did. "The fleets," he said quietly. "They're not advancing." The dragon girl stood near the window, her small hands pressed against the glass. "They are afraid," she whispered. "He is close." Before Elias could ask who, the station shook, not like before. This was not metal stress. This was recognition. A deep vibration moved through the station, slow and respectful, like a bow that the station itself was making. Then space tore open. Not exploded, not broken. It opened. A massive shape emerged from the tear in space. It was not a ship. It was alive. A dragon the size of a city drifted forward, his scales dark like burned stars. Ancient symbols glowed across his body, the same color as the mark on Elias's arm. Every fleet pulled back instantly. No one challenged him. No one spoke. The dragon girl's knees gave out. Elias caught her before she fell. "It's him," she said, shaking. "My father." The guardian dragon did not attack. He did not roar. His eyes opened, vast, ancient, and sharp. They locked onto the station, onto Elias. A voice filled space itself, not loud, but impossible to ignore. Human. Elias felt the word in his bones. You came, Elias said, surprising himself. The dragon's gaze shifted to the child. You protected what was entrusted, the guardian said. That alone stays my fire. Elias swallowed. I didn't do it for a promise, he said. I did it because she needed help. Silence followed. Then something unexpected happened. The guardian dragon moved closer, not to the station, to Elias. The mark on Elias's arm flared brighter than ever before. Pain shot through him, sharp and fast. He dropped to one knee, but did not scream. The dragon girl cried out. Stop! The guardian paused. I am not harming him, the dragon said. I am testing him. Elias forced himself to stand. Then test me, he said through clenched teeth. The guardian's eyes narrowed. Images flooded Elias's mind. Burning worlds, fleeing ships, dragons dying, and humans, standing in the fire, holding lines that should have broken, fixing what others abandoned. Elias gasped. The pressure vanished. He fell forward, catching himself on the console. The guardian spoke again. You feel pain, he said, but you do not turn away. Elias looked up. That's what humans do, he said. We stay. The fleets watched in shock. The dragon councils whispered. This was not how it was supposed to go. The guardian dragon turned his head slightly. Long ago, he said, we mark humanity as potential. The mark on Elias dimmed, then stabilized. Not rulers, the dragon continued. Not servants. The dragon girl held Elias's arm. What are we? She asked. The guardian looked at her. Those who choose, he said. A warning blared. New ships arrived, black, sharp, hostile. An alliance of old enemies. They did not wait. They fired. Energy beams cut through space, striking the guardian's shields. The guardian roared at last. Not in rage. In command. The station responded. Every system Elias had never touched before opened to him. He understood them instantly. Station, Elias said, voice steady. Protect the child. Command accepted, the station replied. Elias stepped forward. I won't let this become another war, he said. The guardian's massive head turned. Then stand, the dragon said, and show them. Elias raised his glowing arm. Across the battlefield, human-built tech awakened inside alien ships, systems humans had repaired long ago, forgotten favors calling in their debt. Weapons shut down. Shields failed. The enemy fleet panicked. They retreated. The guardian watched Elias closely. You did not destroy them, he said. Elias shook his head. They'll remember, he replied. That's enough. The guardian dragon was silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, he lowered his head. Not in submission, in acknowledgement. The dragon councils froze. The galaxy felt it. The dragon girl smiled through tears. My dad doesn't bow to anyone, she whispered. The guardian spoke one final sentence before retreating into the stars. Humanity is no longer a question, he said. It is an answer. And Elias knew nothing would ever be the same again. The war humanity refused to start. The guardian dragon vanished into the stars. But peace did not return. Instead, the galaxy held its breath. Around the station, fleets remained in place. They did not attack. They did not leave. They waited. Elias felt it. This was not over. The dragon girl stood beside him, quiet now. Her wing had healed, but her eyes were serious. They're deciding, she said. Deciding what? Elias asked. Whether to fear you, she replied, or destroy you before others follow. That made Elias angry. I didn't ask for any of this, he said. The station answered him, calm and steady. Neither did history. A new signal arrived. Not from dragons. Not from enemies. From Earth. The screen showed human ships, small, outdated, and few in number. They arrived slowly, like they knew they were late. Elias stared. Humans shouldn't be here, he said. They'll get hurt. The signal opened. An old woman appeared on the screen, wearing a simple uniform. Engineer Elias, she said. We finally found you. Elias felt his throat tighten. They sent people, he whispered. The woman continued. We don't understand the mark, she said. But we understand you. Behind her, human crews worked quietly. No fear. No panic. Just focus. They didn't bring weapons, the dragon girl said, shocked. Elias nodded. They brought engineers. Across the battlefield, something strange happened. Human ships began repairing alien stations, restoring broken shields, reconnecting lost systems. Old favors returned. Trade lanes reopened. Emergency lights turned green. The galaxy did not know how to respond. The enemy alliance watched in confusion. "This is weakness," one alien commander said. They refused to fight. Then something changed. Their weapons failed. Not destroyed. Disabled. Human-made parts inside alien ships, parts added decades ago, refused to function. One by one, enemy ships went dark. No explosions. No deaths. Just silence. Elias stood tall. "This is what humans do," he said. "We don't conquer. We connect." The dragon girl looked at him with awe. "You're changing the rules," she said. "I'm ending them," Elias replied. The dragon councils sent another message. This one was careful. "Human engineer," they said. "What do you want?" Elias thought for a long moment. "I want this to stop," he said. "No more tests. No more marks used as threats." Silence followed. Then the guardian dragon's voice echoed faintly through space. "Then speak the truth." Elias took a breath. "Humans don't want your thrones," he said. "We don't want your empires." The mark glowed softly. "We want a place where no child has to run alone through space." The dragon girl held his hand. Across the galaxy, something shifted. Ships powered down. Weapons retracted. The enemy alliance withdrew, not because they were defeated, but because they no longer understood the battlefield. The Guardian spoke one last time. "You refuse the war," he said. "That choice will echo longer than any victory." Elias looked at the stars. He knew the truth now. Humanity's greatest power was not destruction. It was restraint, and that scared the galaxy more than any weapon ever could. The choice no one else could make. The battlefield did not clear. It changed. The enemy fleets were gone, but the space around the station remained crowded. Ships from every major power stayed at a careful distance, watching, listening, waiting. Not for orders, for a decision. Elias stood at the center of it all, though he never asked to be. The station's main chamber filled with light as dozens of communication windows opened at once. Different species, different shapes, different voices, all speaking to him. The dragon girl squeezed his hand. "They have never done this before," she whispered. "They are asking a human." Elias swallowed. "I'm not a leader," he said. The guardian dragon's voice came softly through the chamber, deep and calm. "That is why they trust you." One by one, the leaders spoke. Some were afraid. Some were angry. Some tried to hide it. "You carry the guardian mark," said a tall alien covered in silver plates. "You can command ancient systems. You can end wars." Another voice cut in. "Or start them." Elias looked at the mark on his arm. It was quiet now. No fire. No pain. Just warmth. "You think the mark makes me powerful," Elias said. "It doesn't." The room fell silent. "It reminds me," he continued, "that power always has a cost." A sudden alarm rang out. Not from the station. From far away. A new threat had appeared. An ancient machine fleet, older than dragons, older than records, had activated on the edge of the galaxy. A system designed for one purpose. Reset. "They erase civilizations," the dragon girl said, her voice shaking. "They don't judge. They don't listen." The leaders turned to Elias. "Use the mark," one demanded. "Command the guardians. Destroy them now." Elias closed his eyes. He saw burning worlds again. Saw humans standing in fire. "No," he said. Gasps filled the chamber. "That fleet cannot be beaten," the guardian warned. "Not even by me." Elias opened his eyes. "Then we don't fight it," he said. Confusion spread. "What are you saying?" a leader snapped. Elias stepped forward. "We talk," he said. "We show them." The guardian dragon was silent. Then slowly, he smiled. "You would speak to a machine that ends worlds?" the guardian asked. "Yes," Elias replied. "Because someone once spoke to us when we were small and afraid." The station's ancient systems unlocked fully. Not weapons. Archives. Records of humanity's history. Failures. Wars. Mistakes. And recoveries. The signal was sent. Not a threat. A message. It carried one simple idea. We choose to stay. We choose to fix. We choose each other. The machine fleet paused. For the first time in its endless existence, it hesitated. Across the galaxy, leaders realized the truth. The Guardian Mark was never meant to control. It was meant to invite a choice. The Dragon Girl looked up at Elias, hope in her eyes. You didn't save us by force, she said. You saved us by being human. Elias watched the stars. He didn't know what the machines would decide. But for the first time, the galaxy was no longer afraid of humanity's strength. It was afraid of their example, and that fear would change everything. The promise humanity left behind. The galaxy waited. The ancient machine fleet hung at the edge of known space, silent and still. No weapons fired. No signals sent. It was deciding. Elias stood alone in the station's command chamber. The Dragon Girl slept nearby, safe for the first time in a long while. The Guardian Mark on his arm glowed softly, not with power, but with memory. The station spoke in a low voice. Decision window closing. Elias nodded. I know, he said. Across space, leaders watched. Dragons, aliens, humans, none of them spoke. They had built weapons for thousands of years. None of them had prepared for this moment. The machine fleet finally responded. A single signal reached the station. Cold, clear, perfect. Your species is inconsistent. Elias smiled sadly. That's true, he said. You create and destroy. Yes, Elias replied. But we also stay. The mark warmed. Elias sent one final message. Not orders, not commands. Stories. Images of humans rebuilding cities after war. Engineers fixing ships that were not theirs. Hands reaching for strangers in fire. The machine fleet processed it all. For the first time, it found something it could not measure. Choice. The fleet powered down. Not destroyed. Not defeated. Deactivated. Across the galaxy, a sound spread. Relief. The Guardian Dragon appeared one last time, his massive form calm and bright. The test is complete, he said. Elias looked up. Was it really a test? He asked. The dragon lowered his head. No, he replied. It was a confirmation. The Dragon Girl woke and ran to Elias. Is it over? She asked. Elias knelt beside her. It's just beginning, he said. The Guardian Mark faded from his arm, leaving only a faint outline. You're not a guardian anymore? She asked, worried. Elias shook his head. I never was, he said. I was just human. The Guardian Dragon smiled. That is why it worked. The fleets departed. The councils dissolved. Old laws were rewritten. A new rule spread across the stars. Back-end index pointing right, humans are not rulers. They are anchors. Years later, the station was no longer broken. It became a place of meeting, repair, refuge. Elias still fixed machines. The Dragon Girl grew older, stronger, wiser. Sometimes she would ask, why do they listen to you? Elias would answer, because I didn't try to win. And far beyond the stars, the galaxy remembered the promise humanity left behind. When power demanded obedience, humans chose responsibility. When the universe expected fire, humans brought hands and tools. And that choice changed everything.